Motivation is a visitor, discipline is a permanent resident. If you learn to act even when you don't feel like it, you accomplish more in 1 year than most people do in 5. That's our video for today. Why is it that discipline beats motivation? Have you ever felt extremely motivated on Monday and by Friday you feel as to quit, or you actually quit? Or have you ever felt motivated in January and then by June or July you feel as to quit, or you actually quit? For most people actually quit. Okay, how do we call that situation? That's simply motivation. And under the most normal circumstances, motivation is temporary, it's not permanent. Most successful people rely on discipline and not motivation, because motivation is going to be temporary, but what will make you to navigate your way through your motivation is discipline. Now, without wasting much of our time, okay, our video today is to talk about why discipline beats motivation. Why is it that, okay, you might feel motivated to build a house, but until you are disciplined enough to build that house is not going to come into realization. You might be motivated enough to have $1 million or so, but if you are not disciplined enough to do what it takes to get $1 million, you are not going to have $1 million. Part 1 today is going to see the problem with motivation. Okay, why is it that motivation is nice but discipline is better, and what's the problem of motivation? Firstly, okay, motivation is emotional. Emotions change every day. Okay, some days you feel energetic, very, very energetic. Other days you don't actually feel energetic. For example, you might feel today as going to the gym, okay, and tomorrow you don't feel that same way. You feel that you want to just sleep on your couch and watch the TV. Okay, some days you feel as to study for exam, and some other days you don't feel as to study for anything at all. Some days you feel as starting a business, other days you don't feel as starting a business at all. Some days you feel as starting a YouTube channel or making a YouTube video, and some other days you don't feel as doing that at all. That's motivation. Okay, that's emotion. Now, what happens when you don't feel motivated? Okay, that is where, okay, the successful people win. That is the second part of our video. Okay, what happens after you failed as going to the gym, you failed as reading a book, you failed as starting a YouTube channel, you failed as starting a new course, you failed all those things? Okay, now what happens after you feel motivated? Successful people, now this is where they get, or this is where they win. Part 2 is discipline. What discipline really is? What is discipline? Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Of course, discipline means that what? Going to that gym every day even if you don't feel like going to that gym. Discipline means studying your books every day even if you don't feel like studying that book every day. Discipline means doing a YouTube video if it is every 2 days or every 3 days even if you don't feel as so. Discipline means starting your YouTube channel, okay, even if you don't feel as so. Discipline means just doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. For example, waking up early, okay, you know that you have to wake up early even if you don't feel as to. Exercising, okay, you have to exercise even if you don't feel as to. That's where discipline beats motivation. Reading, okay, you know that you have to read every day, maybe 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages, okay, even if you don't feel as to. I think Warren Buffett said that for the past, I don't know, but for the past 3 decades or so, he reads, I think, how many pages, yeah, how many words, okay, I cannot, but he reads a considerable amount of words, okay, that's about a certain amount of pages of books every day, and he's been doing that for over 3 decades. Warren Buffett, okay, that's that. And he didn't get to do that through motivation, he didn't get to do that by motivation, he got to do that through discipline, or by discipline. Now there's a popular quote, okay, for successful people that says discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Okay, so the principle of discipline is you have to choose what you want most over what you want now. Now, what do you want most? You want to have a fit body. Okay, hence you have to go to the gym every day. What do you want now? You want to just sleep on your couch and rest because you're tired. Okay, so now the discipline part of it is you need to choose, okay, you wanting a banging body, which is what you want most, over you just lying on your couch and resting, which is what you want now. Now, the part 3 of our video is going to be why discipline always wins. Why is that discipline always beats motivation? The first reason is that what discipline creates consistency. Of course, when you're disciplined at something, you become consistent at it. When you're disciplined at going to the gym every day, okay, for 2 hours, okay, you become consistent at that. Okay, second reason, consistency creates habit. Yes, when you become consistent, you create a habit. Okay, and that habit is what leads to reason number 3. Habit creates result. Are we there? So you have to what? Your discipline will create consistency, your consistency will create habit, and your habit will lead to results. For example, athletes that become mega superstars in athleticism, okay, start by being disciplined, which leads to them being consistent. Then their consistency now led to them having habits. Then their habits led to them creating results. We have entrepreneurs, okay, that apply the same principle. We have top students, the top students in your class, that student that always comes out first. The student is disciplined at studying. Now he or her studying, it now creates a consistency or creates habits. Now his or her habits now leads to results. Now those people that you see, they don't feel motivated every day. They just simply show up and do what they have to do every single day. And the last part of our video is now to see how to build discipline. What you need to do to build discipline. Those that discipline, or those that are finding being disciplined very, very difficult. We have practical advices. Okay, step 1, you have to start small. Okay, always start small. If you want to get into the gym department, you do maybe from day 1 you do 10 push-ups. Okay, for those that want to go about books, you can be reading 10 pages a day. That's for a start. Okay, for those that want to go into YouTube videos, or other entrepreneurs, you can do 15 minutes of work every day. Okay, so you start small. That's the first step. You start small. The next, you do it the same time every day. Take note. So you have to make sure you do your 10 push-ups every day 8 p.m. or you read 10 pages every day for 2 hours, or you do 15 minutes of work every day. Okay, so you do it same time every day. Then next, you have to remove distractions. Everything that you know that's going to distract you, friends, parents, okay, TV, phones, you put it away during that time of work. Okay, you turn off your notifications. Very, 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 very important. And you have to go on focus on systems. Now, what do I mean by focusing on systems? Instead of saying I want to lose 20 kg per day, like if you want to lose weight, you say okay, you want to lose 20 kilograms per day. Instead, think I will work 30 minutes every day. Okay, that's focus more on the process and not the result. Okay, once the process is respected, I can assure you the result is going to be obtained. Instead of saying I want to become a billionaire, okay, focus on what I have to do 15 minutes of work every day. And when that discipline creates consistency, the consistency will create habit that will now lead to result, which is you becoming a billionaire. We're going to end our video with this saying that goes by: motivation is a visitor, discipline is a permanent resident. If you learn to act even when you don't feel like it, you accomplish more in 1 year than most people do in 5. That's a very tough quote to go home with. I will repeat it again. Motivation is a visitor, discipline is a permanent resident. If you learn to act even when you don't feel like it, you accomplish more in 1 year than most people do in 5. Do well to respect, okay, all what it takes, and know that discipline beats motivation. Do well to let me know in the comment section below, okay, what you're going to start doing from today as you watch this video. Subscribe for more contents like this, and I'll see you in the next one.